right. Hello, all of you beautiful beings, and welcome to How to Embody the Divine Goddess to Live Your Fullest Life. I'm just gonna allow this stream to pop up and notify everyone, and then I will dive right in just a little moment. If this is your first time, please say hello, and if you're on the replay, hashtag replay, you know what to do. And I would just love to connect with you. Please share with me in the comments if you are feeling drawn to converse with me, where you're from, what you do. And I will dive right in just a little moment. This is going to be a juicy conversation. I love the word juicy because it's just like, ooh, I can bite into it, I can chew on it, I can talk about this forever. So again, welcome to How to Embody the Divine Goddess to Live Your Fullest Life. And just to warm things up a little bit and to make sure that we're all on the same page, I want to know, what is the divine goddess to you? You know, how does it feel like to embody the divine goddess? Let's just put it that way. How does that term, the words even, what does it even mean to you to embody the divine goddess? Hello, welcome, beautiful. It's been so long. Let's dive right in. Let's dive right in. Okay, so if this is your first time catching me, welcome again. My name is Li Ying, and I am first and foremost a Cha Dao ceremonial keeper. Cha Dao is the way of tea in English. It is a way, W, capital W, that is fully all about embodied way of living. It is a way of living. And the way of tea is about, it starts from the forests. The tea story starts from the forest instead of the commodity as we know it today, as a refreshment and a beverage. We are working with tea as a medicine and communing with tea as a spirit in order to help us as spiritual beings having a human experience to enhance and embody the vortex of stillness within us. And that is my life's work. That is my soul purpose. And I'm here to help beautiful, spiritual, creative leaders like you to truly live on purpose in your own authentic power. And I understand how sometimes living on purpose, the word itself can feel like such an immensity that you can't even comprehend. That sometimes life feels like it's way too huge to really even think about, how can I even walk the path of my soul purpose when I can't even deal with my dinner tonight, right? So I'm here to help you to do this, and I'm here to really help you to start to untangle certain things so that you know that, okay, this is not happening against me, and that it's all happening for you, every single thing. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about why sometimes you find yourself doubting yourself or sabotaging yourself as well. And if you have any questions, please allow yourself to raise your hand and just check in the comments, because I'm truly here to help you fully facilitate whatever I can at this point in this live session. And so your ability to just lead yourself through this conversation and just show up and stay on and listen and tune in and really share is going to help you to really take the most out of this. And so I want to just welcome you again, and I'm going to stick to the topic of the day today as much as I can, but sometimes my transmission, because I don't actually have a script when I talk in my live sessions, sometimes the transmissions can go a little bit over or out of the way, but everything is here. Everything is meant to be for you. So let's dive into how to embody the divine goddess to live your fullest life. And also, if you want to check in as well, let me know what that feels like for you. What does embodying the divine goddess feel to you? Or even, what does it feel like to live your fullest life? What does that even mean to you? Okay, let's comment, check in, tell me, and I would love to hear from you. Okay, So as I was saying, I am a divine energy alchemist as well. So I work with my clients on the raw energy basis. It goes beyond energy healing because what we're doing here is really we're relearning how to integrate our main three faculties, which is the mind, the body, and the spirit. When a woman comes to me and say to me, Liang, I want to live my fullest life, but I'm so afraid that when I go and do what I truly love, that I will fail, or that I might end up feeling disappointed, or that everyone around me is telling me that it's going to be really hard and there's no way that I'm going to succeed, or you have a certain expectation on how you will become or what you will become or how fast this is going to happen. All of these things are what I would call working in the 3D linear timeline. When we are in that space, we feel constricted. We feel like no matter what we do, it's never enough. And in that space, as a result, what happens on the flip side of looking outward is that you're consistently and constantly looking outward for validation. And that's why it feeds into the feelings of not enoughness. It feeds into the feeling that you have to constantly be hustling and chasing. And it feeds into all of those feelings that make you shrink smaller and smaller and smaller. Hello, Dr. Vidya. I hope that I have pronounced your name correctly. And I think I see Nithya here as well. So welcome. So I just wanted to touch on that because when we are really suppressed as women, it's something that we've been conditioned to be. It's something that we grew up to be. I mean, how many of you can tell me here that you grew up being told that no, don't show off, don't tell people too much about yourself, don't dress too floridly or too loudly because then you'll take up all the attention. Don't bring any attention in yourself, right? Or don't speak up. Don't tell them that means that you're bad when you're sad. When you're angry, you're a bad person. How many of you have gone through that kind of upbringing? And how many of you are doing the inner work to unpeel that and still find yourself self-sabotaging, still find yourself caught in that race of hustling and doing and working really hard, and yet it feels like it's never enough? How many of you are like that? Who are you? Tell me. Raise your hand. Be brave. Share, because the minute you admit to that, the moment you actually stand up and say, yes, I have this and I want to change that, that is when you set everything in motion. That's when you open yourself up to transformation. This is happening for you. It's not happening against you. And it's so important that we understand that. So welcome again, all of those who are just joining. I just want to acknowledge you. And if I don't acknowledge you just yet, just know that I feel you, I'm here with you. And I just want to continue with my transmission so that I don't get interrupted or lose the train of my thought. Elizabeth, welcome, darling. Mwah! Elizabeth is one of my clients and she's just a divine goddess. She really is. And how appropriate it is that she's here to, in that moment when I'm talking about how to embody the divine goddess to live your fullest life. So when I check in with women who come to me, a lot of times we are actually beset. We are deep in that conditioning of many things. It's almost like all these layers of subconscious programming that have been ingrained in us. And they are actually not, most of them are actually not even our beliefs. They are mostly things that we have heard. They were mostly things that we have just literally heard when we were growing up. And because those were the most impressionistic age, we took them on. And even when we are in our formative years as a teenager, in our 20s, even in our 30s, and even now, like wherever you are, even if you're over your 30s golden age, it's still here, because it's never too late. It's never too late to actually untangle those subconscious dissonance. And I'm going to dive deep into this, how I do this with my clients. And really, I want you to know that you and everyone else who is willing to open up to this can absolutely shift radically at a short span of time. Because the main reason that happens is because that you're no longer working in a linear space of timeline. We are going into quantum fields of healing. And what that means is that we're working on an energy basis. In the energetic field, there is no such thing as time. There is no such thing as time and space. And so when you have that intention of creating something, for example, you have a certain purpose you want to manifest, you have a certain idea of abundance you want to bring in. I mean, I have all these clients that I have worked with. They have all different ideas of what they want to manifest. Soul purpose is different for everyone, because we are thinking in terms of what we want to do, right? As an entrepreneur, as a leader, I have a soul purpose. I want to be here on a mission to help women to peel away the veils of disillusionment, the veils of what I call illusions of security, so that they can fully lead themselves into this amazing pure potentiality that they are. And they actually embody that divine goddess energy and walk with that presence. To me, a divine goddess is not like, oh, I'm so glorious and beautiful all the time, like Grace Kelly all day 24/7. To me, a divine goddess is somebody who commands full presence when she walks into a room, not because she is like this perfect actress level gold star. It's because she fully acknowledges everyone else who's in the room with her own security. Like, she is safe within herself. She doesn't even have to have like the conventional face put on with makeup and hair done up and everything. She can walk in like a wild woman with a shamanic drum. For all I care, she still commands the room. So it isn't about appearances when I talk about the divine goddess. I just want to put this out there because I know that sometimes the word goddess is used so much that we just don't even realize that the idea of it is completely soiled and completely skewed, in my world at least. And I want to just also share that if anything I talk about is disagreeable to you, I love you, I honor you, and I release you as well, because my intention here all the time, every time I say this, is to hopefully strike some kind of curiosity in you, hopefully to wake something up in you even, and to take it one step further even from there is hopefully to inspire you to reach out for the support that you need, because you can't heal something that you don't even know what it is. And that is why even the best players and best artists, they all have mentors themselves. It's just something that goes without saying, because we can't see beyond our own mind sometimes. So, coming back to living your fullest life, I want you to know that the reason why so many women are not able to do that is because there is some kind of subconscious dissonance that's kind of causing this haywire in the frequency that you're emitting out to the universe. When we're working in the unified field, where the time and space do not exist, it is super crucial. The work that you do is not about, okay, what is the strategy? How do I do this? How can I call this in? What do I need to do? The question you should really be asking is, what am I not feeling here right now? And therefore, I am not seeing it manifested in my reality. Let me go into this a little bit. Most of the time, when we have a subconscious dissonance, it's because there were some kind of emotions that we have shut out, we have kind of hidden away, or we just suppressed or numbed. And this happened at that time, maybe, and it compounded over time. And this is the truth of emotions that I want all of you to understand. Emotions do not just go away. They have to be transmuted. If they have not been really looked at and felt and acknowledged, they will be compounded. And that is what we call the subconscious dissonance, because now they have literally it's like a slide from the conscious mind. It's slid down to the subconscious mind, and that is where it caused all these fractures and fractions and all these things that you felt that you would probably come across as like, well, I totally worked with all these mentors and teachers, and I read all these books, and I intellectually, I really get it, but I just don't know how to actually embody that. I can't seem to grasp this and live this. These are the things I usually hear from my clients. And the reason why you're not able to do that is because there is some kind of subconscious dissonance that is preventing you from actually walking the talk. It's preventing you from embodying this, because it's almost like a BS meter. It's saying like, I don't believe that. Do you believe that? And then further to that, there is a high possibility that the door, just imagine this, like your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, they are meant to be communicating with each other. Because the conscious mind, for example, will detect some kind of danger, and it will send a signal down to your subconscious to say, okay, you have to tell the body that the priority now is survivalship. So you have to make sure that your nervous system is in that fight response, or flight even. So when that happens, it's going into red alert, right? Signal, alert. When the danger is gone, the conscious mind is meant to communicate with your subconscious mind that, okay, it's safe now. You're allowed to relax now. That is your nervous system. However, what's happening in the mind, sometimes when we have all this danger going on, especially in the world that we're living in now, that is so emotion-based, it's not physical danger that we're looking out for. We're actually looking out for emotional danger. These things compound because we don't want to feel them. We don't want to look at them. And so when we are Netflixing and when we're like numbing ourselves with alcohol and eating or whatever it is, the trapdoor shuts. It slams shut and it gets stuck and locked. This is the easiest way I can explain this. And when it's stuck and when it's locked, whatever the conscious mind is trying to communicate with the subconscious, saying, hey, we're safe now, your subconscious can't hear it. And the reason why this shut down is because there's so much coming through that the body just wants to make sure that you're alive, that it just gave that complete shutdown. Okay? That is survivorship. That is the survival mode. And to translate that, it comes out as scarcity. It comes out as lack. It comes out in fear. Fear that you might be disappointed again if you fall in love. Fear that, what if I invested in this and I don't get back any return? Which is so untrue, by the way, because love is you, firstly. And secondly, if it's related to money, money always comes back, right? As long as you're in movement, money always comes back to you. So these are all the BS meters that we are caught in, that we're trapped in, because our subconscious is no longer communicating with the conscious mind. Even on the conscious mind level, you know that, yeah, money always comes back. I'm working, I do the work, I've got savings, I've got investments. It's not like I'm dying on the street. Your subconscious is still going to be like, oh, I can't do this. Oh my God, like it's so much money. Just no. Or in love, even, especially love, this is one of the things that I work with my clients. My hair is like in my face, that I work with my clients with. It's like in that moment, perhaps when you were a child, you were having this moment where you were just so unconditionally loving, and you want to share this moment with your family. And then somehow one of your relatives, maybe your mother, usually your mom or your dad, came in and said, well, that's not good enough. And then you're like, oh, right. And then you start to build this protective personality, this performing personality, where you think that love means I need to be really, really, really doing way better than I can ever do. That appears as not enoughness. That appears as constant chasing, endless chasing after one goal and another. It appears as like, I can't seem to find my perfect partner. It appears as like, you just can't be present. You can't be present with anything you have. Let me ask you something. If you're in this world where we're working in, whether as a leader that you work with entrepreneurs, whether you're working, you have got your own practice, whether you call yourself a healer or a mystic or a witch or a goddess, or just a practitioner, even therapist, whatever it is that you're doing, that you feel that is soul aligned, that's heart centered, let me ask you, why are you doing this? What drew you here? Because I can kind of share that for me, coming into this space, it wasn't the money. To be honest, if I were to say, okay, my priority is to have lots and lots of money in my life, I would just be like, like, fuck this shit. I'm just gonna go and do finance or whatever it is that brings in lots of money. And yet we are all here. We are doing this amazing soul-aligned work that we, deep inside of us, some part of us, believe that it is our purpose. It is what we are here to do, to help others. And yet we're caught up in this game where we're not worthy enough, where we are undercharging, where we are overgiving, where we are starving our souls of the dreams that we want to make into reality, and yet we are so afraid. We're so afraid because what if I fail? What if I invest and it didn't come out the way I want it to? What if? This was me. I have experienced this pretty much my entire freaking life. Even when I was working for someone else, like another corporation or another company, I used to work in Harper's Bazaar as a beauty editor. I was living the life, honestly. Like, it was my dream job, first and foremost. I made it happen, right? And I was doing all these amazing things in my life, and yet I was hung on the approval and validation of my boss, because I was like, what if I lose her favor? What if I don't do it good enough? Then they won't put me on this assignment. They won't send me to this global press conference to meet this celebrity or that celebrity, or go to the most amazing hotels ever. So I was always in fear. My nervous system never calmed down. As opposed to right now, doing my work as someone who holds space for women and really, really cultivating a practice that is going to allow me to guide women to cultivate their own vortex of stillness, so that they can live their fullest life. I learned that it isn't about perfecting whatever it is that we have here. It's about knowing that we can stay the course. Meaning, I'm not going to give you some kind of strategy and tell you that, okay, do all these things and you'll be like the divine goddess who lives the fullest life. I'm going to be here to tell you that first and foremost, you've got to understand that the flip side of your brightest light, the brightest light you can shine in this world, on the flip side is always going to be your desires, your dreams that haven't come through yet, and those dark parts of you that you perhaps don't really feel like you want to look at. You are always going to have these two walking side by side with you. It's just how it's going to be. And my work here is to guide you to see the beauty in this. Guide you to remember that you are absolutely whole and worthy. The minute you were born, you were already whole and worthy. And I want you to remember that through the integration of your mind, your body, and your spirit. That is how you begin to learn the language of the soul, so that you can embody the divine goddess to live your fullest life. The fullest life isn't someone who has achieved everything, because what's the joy in achieving everything already? You've seen that, right? I mean, even in novels or movies, like people who have achieved everything. Are they happy? No. Because they've got everything. And then they're unhappy because they have everything. So for me, my quest is to really bring into life this vision that as women, we acknowledge that we are born abundant. We acknowledge that we're here ready to share. And because we are so ready to share, we've got to nourish and nurture our dreams first. We have to nourish ourselves first so that we learn to receive. So that we learn to receive and truly feel the emotions as what they truly are. And this is what I want to just share very quickly. Feeling your emotions is not about getting into that space where you attach all these stories to your emotions, like, oh my god, I feel really sad right now, or I feel really disappointed, or that because that person did that to me. Feeling your emotions to truly transmute them most powerfully and really coming back to empowerment for yourself is to transform the emotional body into a feeling body. This is what I teach my clients. They feel everything. Everything. But they feel them in the most alchemical way ever. They feel them with the use of 3 faculties, as I mentioned. The mind finds and follow you as the soul. The body finds and feel into the tension and identifies that as the part of the body that needs to build the energy circuits to hold the higher vibrational frequencies that are going to come in when you up level to your next state, the higher state of consciousness. Yeah. And thirdly, we work with your spirit. Your spirit is your breath, because without breath there will be no spirit. You won't be alive. So we're going to work with 3 of those things. And because in my own experience, when I did that all in ceremony with tea, I am able to bring this unique experience to the world. And I design it in a way because I know that sometimes these journeys into the void and the unknown can be scary for the mind to comprehend. That's why I wanted to create a lush and transformative space where you're truly also held by such a beautiful plant spirit, so that you can really feel that you're so guided, you're so connected. You actually walk with your ancestors, the goddesses, these potent spirits that goes beyond the third dimension. This is when you really open up to the most powerful transformation. Because the word, again, transformation, has been so, thrown around that it just feels meaningless. But transformation for me is true alchemy. It's opening up to a completely new version of yourself. It's not about healing yourself to go back to the way you were. It's truly about how can we reconstruct your entire reality so that it becomes your fullest life. That's transformation to me. And that's what I can tell you that I witnessed and I experienced myself. And I'm so honored to walk with beautiful divine women who are so open to do this, because it's not something that you see a lot out there. I'm just gonna put it out there. It sometimes it takes me so much to really explain the magic of it, and the magic usually comes through so many times in a space where no words are really needed too. And so I want you to really embrace that divine goddess. She truly is already in you. But there has to be a choice. A decision needs to be made. Do you truly believe that you are a cosmic being? Because if you do believe in that, you've made a choice, and now the work is to stay the course. Stay in the vortex. Stay in the vortex. No matter what the circumstances in the world, you truly embody that forever and ever as an eternal soul. You remember yourself as an eternal soul. That's where your presence speaks for herself. That's when your soul purpose, like things you can't even really even comprehend, starts to happen. I wrote a post recently, I'm sharing it here. It's what if? It doesn't have to explain where your next clients will come from. You don't have to even explain where the next $1 million come from. What if? Because in the quantum field, everything can come for you right now. It doesn't need to take time. All you have to do is to become an energetic match to all that you desire. And first and foremost, if you have a question in your mind saying, what about those things that I really wanted and it didn't happen for me? My answer to you is that everything happens for you. No exceptions. You wouldn't be here without those. And you actually had it even better because those things never happened for you. I want you to feel into that, because that is truly the truth for me. So, Divine Ones, I hope that this really served you today. I send you all my love. If you want to chat, reach out, DM me. I'm happy to chat with you about how you can work with me. I have a free Siren Goddess Collective group you can join if you want to have some free resources. I also have a tea ceremony in the cosmos for you to experience for yourself this potent work. And I have several things coming up as well. So if you want to, just DM me and we can chat. And then I really just want to say thank you so much for watching and really immersing in these downloads and these transmissions. All right. So I think I'll end here. I'm just checking for the comments. Thank you all. Sending you all my love. And I will chat with you soon. Bye.